Hello everyone, Soda here from Edu2 Plus 24, where we make learning English fun and easy for you. Today, we're going to learn all about questions with do and does in the simple present tense. We'll start by looking at when to use do or does. Next, we'll look at how to form a question with do or does. After that, we'll look at how to form questions with WH question words. At the end of this lesson, there will be some activities and a quiz challenge to allow you to put your knowledge into practice. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, let's begin by exploring when to use do or does. We normally use do or does to make questions in the simple present tense. When we ask yes no questions, we use the helping verb do or does. So here, let me give you a couple of examples. You like noodles. Do you think this is a question? It is not a question. It is an affirmative or a positive sentence. Okay, so how can we change this sentence to make it a question? Well, we add the helping verb do to the beginning. Do comes before the subject you. So we could say, do you like noodles? Now, let's look at another one. Rosa likes Mexican food. Again, this is not a question, it is an affirmative or a positive sentence. We can also change this sentence to make it a question. But in this case, we have to use the helping verb does instead of do because the subject is Rosa and Rosa is a she. If you remember from our previous lesson, we use does for the third person singular. He, she, it, does. So you could say, does Rosa like Mexican food? So you see, we use the helping verb do or does to make questions in the simple present tense. Now, you know that the helping verb do or does is used to make questions in the simple present tense. And you also saw some sample question. But how do we actually form questions with do or does in the simple present tense? Well, let's look at this chart right here. The left column is the yes no questions, and the right column is the short answers. First of all, let me give you a positive statement. For example, you like pizza. This is not a question, it is a positive sentence. You like pizza. So, to change this sentence to a question, we use the helping verb do or does. And this helping verb do or does comes before the subject you, followed by the main verb like. For example, do you like pizza? Do we like pizza? Do they like pizza? And for the third person subject, he, she, it, we use does. For example, does he like pizza? Does she like pizza? Does it like pizza? That's how we form a question with do or does in the simple present tense. Okay, but how do we answer these types of questions? Well, let's look at the second column here for short answers. To answer the question, do you like pizza? You could say yes or no, followed by the subject and then the verb do or does. For example, do you like pizza? Yes, I do. No, I do not. Please note that when we answer yes no questions, we usually use the contracted forms in negative short answers. So in this case, we could say no, I don't instead of no, I do not. Do we like pizza? Yes, we do. No, we don't. Do they like pizza? Yes, they do. No, they don't. Does he like pizza? Yes, he does. Or no, he doesn't. Does she like pizza? Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. Does it like pizza? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Now, that's how we answer yes no questions in the simple present tense. Now, let's look at how to form the WH questions. When we ask the WH questions, we also use the helping verb do or does. It comes before the subject I, you, we, they, he, she, it, and after the WH word. So let's look at this chart here. For example, what do you like? What do we like? What do they like? What does he like? What does she like? What does it like? So, as you can see, the WH word what comes first, followed by the do or does, and then the subject you, we, they, he, she, and it, and then the main verb like. Let's look at how we answer the WH questions. So, what do you like? I like Mexican food. We like spicy food. They like Korean food. He likes dumplings. She likes chicken. It likes carrots. So, as you can see here, when we answer, the subject I, you, we, they, he, she, it comes first, followed by the verb like, and then the name of the food that you like. You'll notice here that we added an S to the verb like right here. Can you figure out why I did that? Well, if you remember from our previous lessons, we need to add an S to the main verb for the third person singular, he, she, it. And in this case, we added an S to the verb like. So he likes, she likes, it likes. So there you have it. That's how we form the WH questions and answers. Okay? But one thing you need to remember is when we ask WH questions, we also use the helping verb do or does. It must come before the subject but after the WH word. Now it's time for a few activities. Look at the chart and complete the sentences about Jerry and Lucy. What do they love? What do they like? What don't they like? And what do they hate? For example, number one would be Jerry loves tuna, but Lucy hates it. You can pause the video while you work. All right, let's check how you did. Number two, Lucy likes dumplings and Jerry loves them. Number three, Jerry and Lucy like sushi, but they don't like cheese. Number 4A, does Lucy like chicken? B, no, she hates it. 5A, does Jerry like shrimp? B, yes, he does, but Lucy doesn't like them. Now, complete these questions with do or does. Here are the questions. Number one, the question would be, do you like pizza? You can pause the video while you work. Okay, let's check how you did. Number two, does your family like spicy food? Number three, does your school serve food? Number four, do your friends like takeout? Number five, do you go to SCH University? Number six, does your teacher drink coffee? Number seven, does Richard like noodles? Now, complete these questions. Use the verbs in the box on the right. For example, number one, where blank, you blank. What comes after the WH word where, do or does? And what verb comes after the subject you? Right, where do you live? Now you can pause the video while you work. All right, now let's check how you did. Number two, what kind of food does your family like? Number three, what kind of food does your favorite restaurant serve? Number four, where do you go for lunch? Number five, what do your friends want to eat tonight? Number six, what do you think is the best food in the world? Now, write a question to match each of these sentences. For example, the first question would be, do you speak English? You can pause the video while you work. Okay, let's check how you did. Number two, do they speak Korean? Number three, does Jack like beef noodles? Number four, do Amy and Richard like spaghetti? Number five, does he like Italian food? Now it's quiz time. Challenge yourself by answering these five questions. You can pause the video while you work. And don't forget to share your answers and tell us where you're watching this lesson from in the comments below. And if you found this grammar lesson helpful and that you've learned something from this lesson, Please subscribe, like, and share this lesson with your friends. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next lesson.